Fort Fritz is proudly sponsored by Elite Exhale, a premium CBD vape experience. Go to eliteexhale.com and use promo code FRITZ19 for 10% off. That's eliteexhale.com. Schmutzy, you know, one thing never changes. War. War never changes. I heard on the radio box, the old gip-gop over there, that, who's the guy with the names? JFK wants to show a tough face to the Reds, you know, over this whole Cuba thing. Well, if you ask me, well, I don't care if you ask me, I'm going to tell you. Missiles are the wrong way to go, but there's no reason the two ideas can't coexist. So, you know, if people want to get rid of their shackles, you know, escape the rat race and contribute to a common well-being, well, who are we to stop them? You know, why is this idea of giving up our excess to help those with a deficit innately wrong, you know? But why? You cut me to the quick, schmutzy as always. Did you know how many of the Fritzes were great soldiers? We had General Francisco Fritz. He led the assault on the Alamo, robbed the old lady. Remember that shit, Texans? Franklin Delano Fritz was in the cavalry or something? I know, he killed that bear cub, bludgeoned it to death with a baseball bat. That was pretty sick. All this impending world conflict talk has got me in kind of a war movie now. Oh my God. Yeah, I wanna see a war movie right now in my head. What do you say we check in on these little chuckleheads? Oh, you're a good catch, Wilson. I like you too.
Lock and load. Hey, look at me. Be quiet.
What's up?
This is my first time out.
Here's some camo paint. Smear it up.
Okay.
Smear it on your face. Smear it on your face.
Good. Fritz, why are you... No, don't do...
Not there.
No.
That's not... You're not... They're not going to see that whole
don't
face.
Do that.
Oh,
please.
face.
Why don't you guys ever let me act out what I want to do?
Because it's always around the same area. Crotchal
Also,
area.
this is tactical. This isn't just for funsies.
Wait a minute, Kaz. Why are you doing a cat face?
It's cute. I thought it was
I
cute.
love it.
right?
I think that is adorable.
You look
Camo,
like...
they'll think about
Okay, wait. Show him your hiss. Show her your hiss. See? That's some war right there.
All right, I guess.
He kind of looks like a drunken Peter Criss.
Peter Criss looks like a drunken Peter.
I like it.
Well done. Whatever. At least it's on your face.
What are we doing here exactly? No one told me.
Well, I guess
we're in a helicopter. Barry's driving.
I think we're somehow behind enemy lines here. I don't know what kind of enemy. But
we got unlicensed CCR blaring through the loudspeakers here.
So I guess from that, that is CCR. That's
totally.
Yep.
That's Fogarty.
We're running to the jungle.
And
you know he got sued for copying himself because of this song? That's amazing.
So then we're definitely getting sued. Barry,
turn it off.
Turn what off? What? The helicopter? It's probably not good.
No.
God, no. Turn it off the helicopter.
why would you turn off the helicopter?
we're in the air, Barry.
Sorry.
What the fuck? Where did you get this guy?
Just saying, they called me up. They said, you know how to fly a helicopter? I said, sure.
Were you telling the truth?
No, not at all. It is
Jeez.
not at all.
Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job, Barry.
Where
Come on,
did you come from?
let's encourage
Hey,
him.
guys, let's just keep going here. I think you might want to change the music on the loudspeaker here. I don't think you can afford this. I used to do music law before I went into this whole fake helicopter flying thing, and I don't think you can afford this. It takes a lot of money.
There's a tree.
Oh, hey.
Fly the thank you.
Oh my God.
Music law later. Helicopter now.
You're not a real helicopter pilot.
kid.
Oh my God, shut up.
Come
All
on.
right, guys, I'm going to take off the CCR. Here you go. There's a little wall music for you right here.
Oh,
Nice.
What the fuck?
Wait, we're jumping decades.
I mean, that's
here.
Yeah.
I like it, but
I'm feeling it.
it's a brass monkey.
What is it? What is it? Like a 40 and Sunny D?
This brass monkey?
Yeah.
It's Spanish fly, isn't it?
No, it's actually a drink. It's a drink. It's a citrus drink with vodka and rum.
Oh, I thought it was Sunny.
And you can get it in a bottle. And I got a bottle of it, and I threw up.
I bet.
Never drink it again. I was 19.
All right,
Sounds
Barry,
like a
a good
19-year-old
song,
thing.
though.
Barry, turn this off. Main Daddy's being a little bitch
Switch the
about it.
tape again. Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Hey, whatever. Here, this is the tape that came with the helicopter. We'll just put this in and see how it goes, okay?
All right.
What the hell is
Wait,
that,
what
Barry?
is this?
This is terrifying.
Is this
Barry.
your fucking like noisecore band,
Ew.
Barry?
What is going
You
on?
fucking hipster ass motherfucker.
Is this like a John Zorn outtake?
This sounds insane. What is this?
Literal insanity.
I don't like it.
I mean, I want to go kill a bunch of people now, but what the hell is this?
Is that a?
oh, what is that?
What is that?
Ooh,
Is that a?
Oh.
wait, hold on.
That's
This is
so
a
creepy.
This is a funeral procession.
where?
I want to be dead. I don't.
Oh my
This is
God,
legit
Barry!
creepy.
Barry, turn this off. Barry,
Yeah,
turn this
Barry,
down.
Barry.
I don't like it.
It came with the helicopter. So,
Barry, I'll
that's
come
what
up
you
there
get.
and slap you in
Barry,
your
are
fucking
you
face.
Oh,
enjoying
you can
this?
come up here. Yeah, I'd like to see you try
Barry,
it.
are you enjoying this?
I'm
What is
digging it. I'm
this?
fucking digging the hell out of it.
Barry.
It's got. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's
Barry,
my
turn it
jam.
down. Barry,
That's
turn
my
it down.
jam.
Barry, turn it down.
Oh.
Barry, this is
What
insane.
the hell
I
was
don't
that?
like the guy,
What
but I like
was
his
that?
conviction.
What was
Yeah,
that?
that was creepy as balls, dude.
That wasn't even music, Barry.
Hey,
Barry, I don't know
to
how-
each his own. Okay, it came with the helicopter, and that's what we got.
Have you guys ever heard of Ghost Tape 10?
Is that,
No.
That sounds like. Is that what?
Is that ghost?
Barry, turn it up.
Horrible. No,
All right,
Barry,
here we
no.
go, round two,
No.
motherfucker.
Why did you have it like that? Barry,
legit creeping me
I
out.
can't tell who you are, Barry.
You've changed. Like, what's going on?
Sometimes I think you're Billy Crystal.
Oh, wow.
I get that a lot.
To a person with strong religious convictions, you would be hard-pressed to find anything more frightening than hearing a departed loved one speaking back from beyond the ether and urging you to rethink your life's choices. Quote, "Don't be like me," unquote. They would call back in the dead of night with terrifying effects, swirling and drowning out their once clear voice. Quote, "I am dead. I'm in hell," unquote.
What is this?
Such was the nightmare, the fucking hell-spawning nightmare of the covert CIA mental warfare of Operation Wandering Soul
Wow.
during the
Whoa.
Vietnam War.
That just sounds dark.
Damn.
Wandering soul. They're so poetic
It's like
with their
gothy.
shittiness. Exactly. Like.
Do you guys want to hear more of it?
Please.
Please, crank that shit.
Just a little bit. Give us a little taste.
It's
But then you gotta
So
stop when I say
creepy.
stop, because oh my God.
right here. So this, I will tell you what. Daddy, come home, Daddy. Who is that?
What?
God, Jesus.
Who is calling me? My daughter? My wife? Your father is back home with you, my daughter.
This is disturbing. Okay, stop. Okay, you gotta stop.
Ooh.
It's too
Oh,
creepy.
it's haunting.
So, this is one of the best stories, and I'm so glad that I get to tell it. Such was the nightmare of the covert CIA mental warfare of Operation Wandering Soul. During the Vietnam War, American forces played chilling recordings of purported Vietnamese ghosts, and they would overdub gongs, that funeral procession that we heard.
That, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a Buddhist, procession, I guess, funerary rite, and a child calling out for her deceased father.
Oh, man.
The motive of these tapes were to frighten the Viet Cong soldiers into leaving their positions in the dense jungles of Vietnam.
That's a really, really interesting tactic.
It really is just mind fucking the enemy.
Interestingly fucky.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Like, that is ungentlemanly as fuck.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it's kind of like spiritual fake news in a way. That now with social media,
Oh,
that
that's so
the enemy
terrifying.
comes in and gives you all these things that pry on your fears. And here is going towards their spirit and their
psyop-
soul.
super psyop
and just,
shit.
oh, yeah, that's next level.
So would you like to hear some more?
Yeah, bring it.
Oh, God, no.
Right here, I think is real spooky shit happens. So this is him. Your husband is back home with you, my wife, but my body is gone. I am dead. My family, tragic. How tragic. My friends, I come back to let you know that I am dead. I am dead. I am in hell. Just hell. It was a senseless death. How senseless. How senseless. But when I realized the truth, it was too late. Too late. Friends, while you are still alive, there is still a chance that you can be reunited with your loved ones. Do you hear what I say? Go home, my friends, before it is too late. Go home. Go home, friends. Hurry. If not, you will end up like me. Go home, friends.
Oh.
Wow.
Crazy fucking.
That's
creepy
chilling.
shit.
I wonder
Yeah.
if the voiceover artists are still alive.
So-
that did that.
Let's dive into this. Just fucking brilliant piece of shitbag human beings.
Yeah, that's the perfect way
Brilliant
to put that.
shitbags.
The first playback came on the night of February 7th, 1970. It was recorded in a Saigon studio a few weeks before. American GIs carted portable speakers and they played Ghost Tape number 10 from aquatic vehicles, from roving units, from boxes, like prearranged boxes set up in canopies. And they were all angled into the thick forests of enemy held defenses and villages. One disembodied voice pleaded, "My friends, I have come back to let you know I am dead. I am dead. I'm in hell. I'm in hell. Don't end up like me. Go home, friends, before it's too late." Legend, among many Vietnamese in the region at the time, said that a spirit recently killed was doomed to walk the site near its murder until properly located and interred or buried. So after a year, some sort of channel would open up like a portal, like Halloween, each Dia de los Muertos, and you could communicate with someone who has died.
Okay.
Operation Wandering Soul played directly on and manipulated that deep-seated religious fear.
Wow.
So they would sweep the area of the, playing, and then they would go in to see, if anything happened.
Dudes have fucked off or not?
They had 3 soldiers.
They fully fucked off. We're good.
They had 3 soldiers immediately captured the first time playing it through.
Really?
Wow.
And you have to, imagine they were probably playing these on Leslie speakers, which are rotating cones that just send it all over. Other recordings were also used. One time, a recording of a tiger at the Bangkok Zoo when played towards an enemy-controlled hill. Yeah, it's pretty funny, isn't it?
Is it Tiger Tape number 10 or 1 or
Tiger Tape 10.
Tiger Tape 10? Ooh.
That's a good band name.
Tiger Tape 10.
Better the way you said ooh, address.
Ooh.
Tiger Tape ooh.
Tiger Tape 10.
I don't know. It didn't say. But when they played the tiger recording, and this was recorded at a zoo, they played it towards this hilltop. 150 fucking trembling deserters left their posts.
Wow.
Damn.
They're posted up against the U.S. government, but the tiger, they're like, nah, we're not doing a tiger.
I don't screw with tigers,
do
man.
tigers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, ghosts they're fine with.
Yeah.
Tigers, fuck them.
No tigers.
Napalm, all the other shit, bring it. You got a tiger.
Next
I'm not
time,
doing it.
ghost tigers. Ghost tigers, we've won the war. We've won the war. Ghost tigers, no one
Ghost
can fight.
tigers.
Some
That's
some U.S. soldiers, and of course, not knowing what that was, and I played it for you guys. It scared the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So some U.S. soldiers were deeply affected, and they're like, this sounds like a fucking ghost recording. But even if the Viet Cong fighters knew it was a hoax, it still played on their fears of potentially dying far, far away from their homes and loved ones, cursed to wander the earth until their bodies were found.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Really, really crazy shit.
That's the creepiest or the most evil thing about it. It wasn't just trying to scare them because there's ghosts out there. It's trying to scare them saying, no, you're going to be a ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not trying to scare them in that way. It's trying to scare them in a much deeper religious way.
Yeah.
It's getting them right in the ghosts. Get them
Right in that ghost.
right
Ghosties.
there. So yeah, that's Operation Wandering Soul, and I don't know why.
fucking insanity,
I don't know
man.
why we're still playing it. I think that's a bad idea.
Don't, Barry. If you turn it back
God
on again, I
damn
will.
it.
It's my
Barry,
jam. It's my jam. This one's
You
an
know
all
what? You
skate.
think you-
Enjoy.
No,
wait
that's
until you're
really
not flying the
screwed up.
fucking helicopter, Barry. I'm
I
gonna
don't
see
like
you.
that.
I'm gonna see you when we land this shit.
It's super creepy.
Love it.
Jesus Christ! Leave it to the American government to do some fucking super
Right?
dastardly
Yeah.
shit like
Yeah.
that, right? Like
Yeah, we're good for that.
That's really
We're good for
screwed
that.
up.
that's fucked
messed up.
And
Like
you know what
someone
else?
really had to think about that.
We lost that war. They won.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers defended their fucking homeland from the jungles, even though we were using scary fucking ghost shit on them.
To be completely honest, though, any government that uses someone's religion against someone is a fucking coward.
That's every single government in every single war. Every single one. That's
Life.
They dropped the fucking like.
Yeah, they
the-
go after your beliefs and like your
Yeah.
culture and everything.
Yeah, they
about
like,
you.
oh, you're
Yeah.
Muslim. Oh, we're gonna feed you pork.
They basically
You
like
know?
psychoanalyze you and like use all that against you.
So
Why, war, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. But, I mean, when you really think about it, there's just some rich old person somewhere got mad at or wants to take something away from another rich old person says, all right, I'm just going to start throwing young people at you.
Thousands of young people.
And you
Yes,
throw all your young people at me, and I'll have my young people make some new technology, and you make some technology so you can kill them quicker, I can kill them quicker. And then at the end, you're still going to be alive probably. I'm still going to be alive. We're both still going to be rich. Just one of us is going to have more land and more oil. And a bunch of dead kids.
Hey, Felix. Hey, get us the hell out of here.
We're not doing
We're not going to do this anymore.
We're not your
ghost
pawns
done.
in your little game.
This is bullshit.
I'm not doing the fucking ghost game. It's
No.
creepy. It's
Yeah.
strange. Like,
It's
man
just
up.
bad manners.
Yeah, we'll have Barry fucking
We'll just shoot the
you.
fair one.
Yeah.
I ain't shooting nobody. I'm just going to crash and say if I'm going to
Don't
kill
crash
him.
it.
Come
Just
on.
like wait until we were like glide us to ground once we run out of gas. Like, just we don't have to die. You know,
Ah!
You know,
You're such a psycho,
Really?
Barry. You're a psycho, and you're
this
just
guy.
making goat noises. What are you?
yeah.
I'm all set with Barry, man.
You know, I don't get you guys. You know, every time you want to take a pot shot at religion, like that was your story. But all right, fine. What's this? All right, see how you deal with this.
Elite Exhale is a high-quality CBD vape. It's a healthy alternative to nicotine, and it contains zero nicotine or THC, just pure and natural CBD. Use promo code FRITZ19 for 10% off right now at EliteExhale.com.
This is trudging.
Dusty ass March.
Trudge.
Oh,
It's
this
like
is
The Long Walk. You guys ever read The Long Walk?
No, is it a movie? Is it a rom-com?
It's a short story by Richard Bach. Nom de plume.
Sounds like a rom-com.
It does, doesn't it?
In the sense,
he's got some good stuff.
everything's a rom-com if you try hard enough.
Or if you're just a horrible person.
So, yeah, this is a good one. Yeah, nice. What the fuck? Who?
Whoa.
Wow.
What was that? Someone just hit me.
Are you
Rude.
okay?
You're just walking there.
I'm walking. I don't know what the fuck's going on. We're walking. I'm participating in the walk, sir.
Where is this?
I don't
trying to
know,
figure
man.
out what's going on here.
Oh, man. That sounds delicious, but I don't think that's...
No, that's
he's just
spicy. That's not
naming
he's a
foods.
spicy
No.
Who
boy.
the fuck?
He's a spicy
Whatever.
boy.
I'm walking.
Being spicy.
I don't care.
Where's
The
Red?
man
That-
hits whatever he is. He hit hard with the gun. That was bad.
Japanese.
Wow, these guys don't
Is it
have a
Japanese?
really
Yeah,
limited
that's-
Japanese. Yeah, that's
Yeah, mostly just reading off like a
that makes
sushi
sense.
menu.
Wasabi.
It did sound Japanese. Because of the Ichiban and the wasabi.
Oh, come on. All right, now we get it, and it's getting a little racist.
Now that was soybean. He was shouting soybean.
Soybean. Yeah.
I could go for some of those right now. They're kind of
I'm
nice.
being made to walk.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, what's going
Yeah,
on. Where the fuck are we? What is
there's
this?
a
What's going
lot
on?
of
This is
people
we're walking.
here.
I'm tired of this
Talk
TV
about
shit.
spooky.
Oh, you guys. God damn it.
What?
God
What?
damn it.
What? What now?
I know what we're doing.
Yeah, we're
Good, 'cause
walking.
I think I have malaria.
Walking down a
We're supposed to be
trail.
running through the
This
jungle. Now we're
is
marching.
the goddamn Bataan Death March. God damn it.
But where are we?
A death march doesn't
a
sound
Korean-
good.
Marching is bad enough. That
Yeah.
was a death march?
Most
A death march.
Again, most marches are death marches if you try hard enough.
Or if
Yeah,
you just
it's
keep
like-
going, if you just don't stop.
Like exercise, fun run. No.
That would be a crazy punishment. Get a bunch of people and have them in a parade that never ends.
That's the long walk.
You know, they just put on concerts and everything. You just keep walking. Keep walking.
So, is
we
this
okay?
good? Is this a cute
Yeah.
or crime?
No, this
It's
is
a
pretty
death march, so
horrible.
I'm guessing it's not good.
I don't
It's gonna
know.
be. It's pretty bad. A lot of people are gonna die. Maybe us.
Oh, well, us, not
I don't
you.
want to die marching,
This is true.
That would suck.
right?
Then think of it as dancing.
Just really
Okay.
boring.
Just a
Forward
really
dancing.
forward
Yeah.
dance
Forever.
without rhythm.
That's awful.
5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 4, 5.
Worst
6, 7,
dance.
8.
How to point
Ever.
the dancer out in the crowd right there. Counts out Nate.
That's all we can count to.
Drummers are 4.
We can only count to 8. The day after Japan bombed the U.S. naval base at Pearl Harbor, which day was that? Does anyone know?
December 7th, 1941.
Yes.
Boom, shakalaka.
Why am I getting that excited about that?
Because it's the day that
They
will live in infamy.
points.
Yeah.
That was good. That was really good.
You got me.
The Japanese invasion of the Philippines began. And the U.S. was like, nah, man, you're not doing this shit. So the U.S. got involved.
It was the same day? I didn't know
The
that.
day after,
Oh, okay.
they just started to invade the Philippines.
Interesting.
The plan for the defense of the Philippine Islands for the U.S. was called the WPO3, and it was very unrealistic. There was a General MacArthur, and he didn't think this plan was aggressive enough, but it was tactical, and it seemed like they had enough provisions for defense for any kind of local mission like this. So under WP-03, the mission was to hold the entrance to the Manila Bay and basically to deny Japanese naval forces. The Americans were supposed to make every attempt to hold the Japanese advance. And it was to be defended to the last extremity. So they're just told, like, you just fight for your life.
You die here.
cannot let them get Manila Bay, otherwise we are screwed with the Philippines. The main force of Japanese General Masaharu Homo's 14th Army came ashore at the Lingayen Gulf on the morning of December 22nd. And unfortunately, the defenders failed to hold the beaches. And by the end of the day, the Japanese had secured most of their objectives and were in position to emerge on the Central Plain.
Jesus.
On the 23rd, at General MacArthur's headquarters in Manila, they were informed that further defense of the Lingayen beaches was impractical. So they had to fall back and they had to retreat to the Bataan Peninsula.
Okay.
For the next 3 months, the combined U.S.-Filipino army held out despite a lack of naval and air support. Then on April 9th, forces were crippled, starvation, disease, nothing else left. U.S. General Edward King Jr. surrendered his approximately 75,000 troops at Bataan.
Oh my God.
How many troops?
75,000 troops.
That's it's just so funny when we talk about war. There's these huge numbers that when you try to think about that many people, it's staggering. But when you talk about war, you just throw out numbers like that.
That's like multiple stadiums full of people, right?
Yeah.
Like, do stadiums even hold 75,000?
Like
you
big
hold
ones,
20,000?
Amway, I think, holds 16, right?
Oh, gosh, I don't know.
Multiple
think
stadiums.
Amway-
Multiple
we're talking
small
outdoor stadiums. You know, this is like
Oh, my God.
of people surrendered to the Japanese.
Surrendered, yeah. Early on in the war, too. They just fucked up Pearl Harbor. Like, not even a month.
This was 1942.
like
in
3/4
April.
of Woodstock.
Yeah, so like 4 months later.
So it was
almost
4
4 months later. Yeah.
Wow.
So basically, General Masaharu Homa, he was like, well, damn, this is like a lot more people than I thought I'd be capturing. And they had like no provisions.
What am I
going to
do with all these prisoners?
What am I going to do with all these people? And this is like U.S. and Filipinos. And he wanted to get them out of the peninsula and get them north. And they were like, we don't have enough transport to get all these people. So, sorry, about like 60,000 people just had to like march up north. And it wasn't just people in the army, like civilians too.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Jesus. Just like the townsfolk.
Yep.
Were they getting rid of people to set up like a large army base, pretty much? Is that why?
You know, I don't know. I don't know what the Japanese were doing.
I don't think they knew either. I think it
No,
might have been
probably
just
not.
like
They were just like, you're in the Philippines, dog?
I think they were
We'll
just
see you.
taking. They were just like, it's a archipelago, right? Is that what
Possibly.
the Philippines are?
Archipelago.
I think so. Yeah.
Archipelago.
Archipelago?
It's like basically like because it's like a collection of islands and
Right.
lands, right? So I think they were just like, it's close. It seems easy. Let's just like
think
at least
they-
get some land.
And I think they also knew that they would have that since they didn't have the supplies to take care of these people, that there'd be a lot of drop off.
Yeah.
You know, it's
probably.
like, well, let's just send them there, and by the time they get there, they'll be a third less.
That's terrifying.
That's war.
So 60,000 people march north.
Yeah. And as they're being prepped for their march, this Lieutenant Kermit Lay, that's his name, Kermit Lay, he recounted how this was done. So this is a direct quote. They pulled us off into a rice paddy and began shaking us down. There were about 100 of us, so it took time to get all of us. So there's like different factions of people. Everyone had pulled their pockets wrong side out, which I thought was interesting. You should say inside out.
Yeah.
Wrong
Wrong side out. And laid all their things out in front. They were taking jewelry and doing a lot of slapping. I laid out my New Testament after the shakedown. I hate this. It's a direct quote. It said the Japs.
Good.
I don't.
Yeah.
That's what he
Say it.
said.
It's
That's what he said.
That's what he said. It's
That's
quote.
what Kermit Lay said.
Kermit.
They took an officer, 2 enlisted men behind a rice shack and shot them. The men who had been next to them said they had Japanese souvenirs and money. So if you had like anything on you that was like Japanese, they thought you were just stealing things from people.
Mm-hmm.
And they shot you immediately.
Yes. So
Yeah.
Jesus
so basically,
Christ.
people were like whispering like, if you have anything Japanese
Get it-
on you, just
yeah.
get rid of it.
Yeah.
Can't take it with you.
Yeah. So this started on April 10th, and I'm going to butcher these names that are over in the Philippines. Mariveles on April 10th is where they started, and then they got to Bagak on April 11th. So this April 9th is when they lost. April 10th is when they started to march, and then they were at this place Bagak on April 11th. And they were trying to get up to the San Fernandino railhead. So in the beginning, though, the Japanese officers were kind of cool. Some of them could speak English. They were sharing cigarettes. They were sharing some food. Just personal possessions, just chatting.
Throwing down.
Just hanging out a little
Just
bit.
throwing down on the march, man. Like, what are you doing?
He's like, dude, I fucking heard the sickest trap remix. I think it was of Charlie's
Was it
Angels.
Ghost Tape 10? Did you hear Ghost Tape 10?
Have you heard the outtakes?
Have you heard Ghost Mixtape 10?
Ghost Secret Tape 10.
Yeah, I don't like it, though, because it sounds too pop, and I want a little bit more death metal from them.
They auto-tune it a little bit. Yeah. So the fact that they were being kind to them was really what General Hummus was wanting. He's like, make it this peaceful march, get them up there. There's way more people than I thought we'd have.
Kind face
We're not just going to
mean.
shoot them all or drown them. We got to
we're
get them
actually
somewhere.
walking 60,000 people.
Jesus Christ.
However, all of these officers were like, nah, we hate these guys. And they started, brutality, theft. They would knock people's gold teeth out and keep them. They just hated them. They were just like, these are our captives and they suck. It was basically Colonel Masanobu Tsuchi who came in, and he was just a fucking asshole.
History will state.
So, acting against General Hama's wishes that they be transferred peacefully, he issued all the Japanese officers to just execute the American captives. But not all of them, followed his orders, but some kind of were. Some loved the idea because, I'm sure they killed brothers and friends and family.
war.
So on their side,
Yeah.
it's like,
The
fuck these
kindness
guys.
side of
Yeah.
war is almost creepier to me. Where it's like, okay, we got to be nice to these people.
Right.
It's like, they were just trying to kill us. Shouldn't we just get rid of them now?
Right.
I mean, so war is messed up.
They used to do the sun treatment to all of them.
What is that?
Oh,
Which
God.
is a common form of torture. They were just forced to sit because it was April in
In the Philippines.
so it's probably kind of warm, right? And they would just have them sitting in the sweltering direct sunlight without any head covering or their helmets. If anyone asked for water, they would just shoot them dead.
Jesus
God
Christ!
Or sometimes they would strip them completely naked and have them just sitting in front of cool fresh water, just so they could look at
my
it and not give it to
God.
them.
Wouldn't you pray for a fucking bullet in the brain at that point?
That's just
It's
nuts, dude.
I understand I can't fucking fight against authority at this point. Just fucking kill me, please.
Every single energy of my being would be like, okay, when I die, I want to haunt this person.
Right.
I want to become a cancerous tumor in their brain and watch them die slowly. Just the idea of just sitting there as a captive with nothing, completely helpless. It's just the most terrifying thing, and that's what war brings. Is just that we are going to hold a country or a people or an ideal hostage for ours, and that's wrong.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
It's really screwed up. But then, if you're out there, I'm sure all that stuff, you may have some ideals, but when you're in it, I'm sure a lot of that
it's
stuff
gone.
changes,
Oh,
right?
yeah, you think you're a good
Just
person until you
be
see your
alive.
best friend get killed, then you're on.
Trucks drove over some who fell. They succumbed to fatigue. And cleanup crews would just put people to death who were just too weak to continue. Just they're dragging us down, just shoot them. They're just too weak. Or sometimes they were just randomly stabbed by bayonets or just beaten. And then once the
And
prisoners...
then you would have to march past those bodies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Once they arrived in Balanga, which was on the way, it was just overcrowded, poor hygiene, things called dysentery, and other diseases started to spread. When they got to the Fernandino railhead, which was about in the middle, they were stuffed into sweltering, brutally hot metal boxcars. So they're 110 degrees hot. And they would put 100 prisoners into each boxcar. And then some people would there was no sanitation, there's nowhere to go to the bathroom. You're just stuffed in this boxcar. And people just start dying in there.
Christ.
According to staff...
And they don't remove the bodies. You're stuck
You're
in
just
there.
stuck in there.
Yeah, you're stuck in there with as many corpses as people.
Here's a direct quote from Staff Sergeant Alf Larson, which is crazy that people just survived all of this,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
To tell this tale.
Box in Bataan, son.
So, the train consisted of 6 or 7 World War I era boxcars. They packed us in cars like sardines, so tight you couldn't sit down. Then they shut the door. If you passed out, you couldn't fall down. If someone had to go to the toilet, you went right there where you were. It was close to summer, and the weather was hot and humid, hotter than Billy Blazes.
Have you met Billy Blazes? That guy is hot.
He's
Okay.
He's got the V.
Oh, he's got it right there. It's right there.
You guys in the V-apps.
Thank you.
Have you seen mine?
Yeah.
I keep them at home.
We were on the train from early morning to late afternoon without getting out. People died in the railroad cars. Upon arrival at the Kappas train station, they were forced to walk the final 9 miles to Camp O'Donnell, which is where they ended up.
After the train ride, they had to walk another 9 miles.
Yeah, even after the train ride, they walked another 9 miles.
There's not a tram.
Bitch.
There's not a tram or anything.
No. And then at Camp O'Donnell, they didn't have any provisions there either for all these people. They weren't expecting all these people. So even if you made it there, some people still got sick and died.
Because the conditions.
After the whole march,
Yeah.
There was just no one there to take care of them.
Okay, so I wondered, you must get all of your vaccines done before you deploy anywhere.
Sure.
Yeah.
But then there's always going to be strains of a common cold in certain locales that you have no geographical resistance to.
Right.
Of course. That's where anti-vaxxing goes to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
So, the death toll amounted to about 20,000 Filipino and American deaths combined.
Jesus.
Out of 60,000 people?
Yes.
How long was this march?
I said a third. I was just guessing.
So the march was about 16, 70 miles long.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's 3 marathons, roughly.
What would 70 miles away be?
About
Lakeland?
2.75.
Tampa?
Gosh.
Probably about Tampa, I'd say, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
March from Orlando to Tampa, that'd be about 70, 75, right?
something like that, I guess.
Clearwater?
Maybe closer to Lakeland.
Where's Claricona?
Somewhere near Ocoee.
It's about 60 miles from here. I mean, there's differing sources, like how many people die, but it's about 500 to 650 American deaths. So most of them were Filipinos.
Oh, shit.
Like about 18,000 Filipino deaths.
They're probably using the Filipino people to make an example of the Americans,
Yeah. And a lot of them were civilians, too, though.
It's not soldiers, people who weren't ready for that
people
shit.
who weren't trained.
Just trying to, and it's not even in the wrong place at the wrong time. You're just in your home,
Yeah, you're
and the
living
wrong
life.
thing comes to you. Wars never involve the civilians. The civilians always take the brunt of it. There's always civilian casualties because it's like, well, your home just happens to be in the way of our war.
Yep.
It's horrible. The march itself took about 5 days to do, by the way.
20,000 people died in 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Christ.
But America avenged its defeat.
Mm-hmm.
And in 1944, they invaded the island of Leyte. General MacArthur, in 1942, when all this was going on, when he found out about the march, he had famously promised to return the Philippines and made good on his word. In February of 1945, U.S. Filipino forces recaptured the Bataan Peninsula, and Manila was liberated in early March. After the war, an American military tribunal tried Lieutenant General Masaharu Homa, commander of the Japanese invasion forces. He was held responsible for the Death March, which kind of sucks because he didn't really want it to be.
He actually tried to make it
He
a
said
civil
to make
thing.
it peaceful, but that Tsuji guy was like, nah, we're going to be assholes.
Fucking the boss, man. You take the fucking...
I know.
Take the axe when it swings.
So he's held responsible for it. It was considered a war crime.
Mm-hmm.
And he was executed by firing squad on April 3rd, 1946.
Damn.
Yeah.
What was the VJ day?
Victory in Japan.
Vij?
The Vij, yeah.
The Vij day?
Vij.
Celebratory day of the Vij.
The beach day.
Yikes.
That's terrible.
Where you were trying to go with it, or what she
The
was actually
Bataan
talking
Death March,
about?
what she was talking about. That's fucking straight up
it's
terrible.
And
that is
and
terrible.
every single war, you could find instances of horrible things like this, and even worse.
I had
Like,
no idea
you know-
about that one.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
It's really awful.
Uh-uh.
No, and that's one of the things that because it wasn't as many American deaths, even though it was a war we were involved in, you're not going to hear about it because it was more Filipino deaths than
You know what? Fuck.
American deaths.
I'm not going out like that.
No.
I'm not going out like that. I'm not marching in no motherfucking like you said. Fuck that.
We got to get out of this.
Yeah,
I want some water, and
You
I'm
know
not going to
what?
ask
I don't like
for it. But I'm
water.
going to
Yeah.
go find some water. We're in the fucking jungle. I can find some water, dog. Like,
Do it, man. You got a divining stick or something like that? You could do that all day.
dowsing rod. Is
Check
what
this
it's
Dowsing
out.
rod, yeah.
Right,
Divining
check it out.
stick.
I have a throwing knife. Ready? Watch
Fight
this.
me.
No, you're going to throw it at me.
Whoa!
What was it? You just hit a guard in the back. We gotta go.
Okay, we're done now. We're done now. We gotta go.
Shit.
Oh my God, Mandato just tackled that dude.
Oh, my God.
Hey, fuck you, Uncle.
You know what I'm done. Felix,
Atomic elbow.
Oh my God, I felt that over here.
we're not playing your game, Felix.
Go.
We're in the jungle now. I think we made it. Like, what are we like? We gotta be like pretty far from them. No, they're still right there. Keep going.
Keep going.
What are we
They know this land. They know this land better than we do.
Oh my God, look, Kaz is on the vines now. That's cool.
Look at him go.
Wow.
Brachiating, right?
Wow.
Damn.
That's pretty hip.
Fine. Watching you die in the Philippine wilderness sounds decidedly less dramatic than what I was hoping for. But let's see how you deal with something a little bit more domestic, huh? Have fun, asshole!
Elite Exhale's flagship disposable vape cartridge is called Citrus Sap. It's made from high-quality CBD oil that comes from the U.S. under strict control quality for purity and meets all of the current state and federal guidelines for CBD oil. Head on over to EliteExhale.com. Use the promo code FRITZ19 for 10% off. That's EliteExhale.com.
So antiquated. Yikes.
This is nice.
Okay.
We're parading. What are they?
Look at this car
Parades
wearing.
are weird, man.
Right?
Parades are just weird.
It's
Can we
fun,
all
though.
I
admit
guess
that?
they kind of are.
They're fun.
But
is
back in the
true.
days, because you had nothing else to look at.
It's like you have people like having fun
Look
and then
at
just
this-
people watching them.
Look at all those people having fun. I wish I could have that fun.
That dude is hot dogging right there. Holy shit.
That guy's got a bass drum. Where did you get that bass drum?
We're all just looking at him.
Look at
just
that dog.
Go by.
Like, encouragingly, though. You're not
That's
just
how
like,
it
you're like, yeah.
And that's how it started. There's no TV, there's no
All
movies.
of
So it's
you
like,
guys have
hey,
fun.
did you hear Thursday for 5 minutes, a bunch of fun people are going to go by. And so just stay in this place and watch the fun people go by. And then think about it the rest of your pathetic life.
Bring your kids.
I don't know if that was my pool guy or Dee Snider from Twisted Sister.
But like,
Wait, it could be both.
especially like in this kind of time period too, you figure like the town's small enough. Can't everyone get in on the parade? Like, why
No.
are there designated parade people?
Then it's
and
not a
everyone else-
parade. You have to have, you're either in the parade or you're not in the parade.
Someone has
or
to
it's just a
watch.
conga line,
No,
right?
it's like cycle like Soul Train. We're like, it's like everyone's just
It's like you already had
walking.
your run, dude. Like, go
Yeah.
stand in the fucking back. Watch me have fun now in the middle of the street.
All aboard if you haven't ridden the parade train. All right, come on.
How about a town with a parade-based economy where everybody just
Nice.
in shifts gets on the parade?
Yeah.
It's a parade, and other people go to that town,
Constant
but
parades.
everyone in the town is part of the parade eventually. So it's a parade-based economy.
It's a very proud thing, a parade.
And it's themed.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
Everyone gets celebrated.
yeah.
Perfect.
So what is this parade? What is this parade signifying? What do we do? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, what do
I don't know, but that little dog, look at the little hot dog
They're very
dragged through the garden.
not Wild West, but like
Is that like with everything?
Right
Yep.
out of the West.
It's right out of the West.
They have lights, gas.
You know,
They have gas lights.
that
Gaslights.
that dress does not look in period. That dress looks
Whoa.
old timey.
Well, what period are we talking about? Like, what's that chant they got going on over there? What is that? That was
Okay.
I mean, we get it.
All right. Wow.
W.
Whoa.
You guys got into it.
I think this was
Yeah.
I think this is the 40s, WW2.
So but they're saying it wasn't a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Meaning it was a little bit of fun.
Whoa, man.
You know, they didn't say it was no fun. They said it wasn't a
No
lot
fun
of
is
fun.
just going to bed early
guess-
and
Some
like
fun.
You can find the positive in anything,
Thank you.
right?
There's
know,
something
silver
going
lining.
on.
What's a
Right,
war
right.
without some
You learn something.
hijinks?
That's
Play
something. You
cards
learn
with the
something.
boys.
Hijinks.
Yeah.
You
Definitely
learn-
Go
learn
on
a lot about
marches.
people.
Thank you.
I'm amused and
Hike.
terrified. I'm amused and terrified by all
Camp.
of this. Yeah, this is definitely Armistice Day. This is an Armistice Day parade.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
Wow.
Nice.
cool. Like,
Okay.
Wait a
this is
minute,
definitely,
right?
yep.
Is it like 1918?
What do we need to do? What's going on?
1918,
We're a
right?
part of the
Yeah,
parade.
yeah,
We
right
revel.
now, 1982. So
Wouldst thou not revel?
I feel
No,
revelry.
I know.
I guess do
We
we just
should-
go with it?
Let's
Angela,
revel.
come on,
Let's
please.
revel.
All right.
Let's revel
Yeah,
for
come on.
peace.
Get in the mood.
Okay.
Let's follow the parade.
All right.
You know, at least wave.
Oh, look at them.
Hey,
Everyone's
how you
waving
doing over
back.
there?
You wave and they wave
look
back. That's so
happy.
cool.
Oh,
Hey, how you
Why,
doing?
why are you waving back?
I
at
don't
me?
know. We're just
I don't know
waving.
you.
Like, because when you're in a boat, you just wave.
You just have to. That is something weird about boats.
You're on a boat, I'm on a boat.
There's a lot more waving on boats than any other transport.
Yeah.
You don't do that when two planes pass. Everybody's like, hey.
Motorcycle people do it, right?
Thank you. I was just about to say motorcycle people.
Motorcycle people do it.
Too,
But they shouldn't. They shouldn't. They should keep both hands
Yeah,
on
I
the thing.
agree.
They're so rigid. Guys, do you notice that group of riflemen right up there? Look at this.
Shit.
Everyone be
That's-
cool. Keep
okay.
waving.
Yeah, hey.
Okay.
Wave at the rifle guys.
Your
Hi,
baby
rifle
is
guys.
mediocre
what are you
looking.
I just hit that kid right in the face. With
Why?
my
Dog is
That
like
was a nice shot. That was a nice shot.
I didn't mean to. I know. I didn't mean to do it. Anyway, I don't like this, guys. We have to be aware of our surroundings right now. But
Are
everyone
they
be cool.
there to protect us, or are they
seem
there
like
to
this.
assault
It's
us?
The
I
old
don't
timey
know.
down the roof.
Those are real fucking rifles. Look at that.
They're getting kind of intense.
Okay, the guy is looking through his
Yeah.
scope now.
Oh, God.
What
Okay,
They're like,
this
they're
reminds-
setting
this is not
up.
good. This
is
not good
going
anyway.
on?
Yeah, this
Doesn't
is.
look good.
This reminds me of something oddly enough.
Ah.
Yeah, have you ever
How?
heard of the Centralia Massacre?
What?
No. Guys, these are real guns.
Jesus Christ, they're cocking up too. What is this? What is
Oh
this?
my God!
Oh my God.
This is bad
Guys,
because
what is going
there's
on here?
a possible massacre.
Angela, hold me.
Oh.
We're supposed to be
Boy,
parading.
these bad things
Keep
work.
the
Why?
facade of the parade. Don't
Gotta-
buckle.
I can't do this for both of
You
us,
are way
man.
too strong.
Oh my God!
Jesus
the guys
Christ.
with the guns are laughing. The guys with the guns are now laughing.
good.
That's not bad. That's not a good.
I don't know.
that's not
Are
bad.
they that evil?
More like a
No, don't say kill me. They've got guns.
delicious chuckle.
Don't.
All right, I'm going to soothe Fritz with a story now.
Oh, thank God.
I'm going to take his fears away with a little tale of the Centralia Massacre. And as massacres go, nowadays with our high body counts, this one is one of your lower body count massacres.
Oh, good.
You know, so at least
Another
that.
positive.
Yeah, at least. You know.
Silver lining
You look at
on every massacre.
That's it. So let's check this out. Armistice Day is the day to celebrate the end of World War I. A day of parades and celebrations across the USA. What is usually not included in these celebrations are multiple deaths, a hanging, and possible castration.
Jeez, no.
Whoa.
Well, that's what happened on Armistice Day, November 11th, 1919, in Centralia, Washington. In America, it was turbulent times. Because when isn't it?
Am I right?
Clinton years?
There was like a week. I think there was a week when
Clinton-
everything was sweet.
Clinton
you know,
oversaw probably the chillest time, right? Like
So-
Obama wasn't bad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. 1919 was the year, the first anniversary of it, so that's why it was named Armistice Day.
Yeah.
Is that a French term?
probably.
Armistice.
Yeah, 'cause
Armistice?
it was signed in the hall. What got the mirrors?
Now, after the successful Bolshevik revolution in Russia, the fear of communism was spreading across the U.S. At the time, the Industrial Workers of the World, or the IWW, a.k.a. the Wobbles, or the Wobblies. It looks
Wobblies.
like it'd be Wobblies or Wobbles.
I've seen it both. Yeah,
I've seen
yeah.
both Wobblies and Wobbles.
It's probably like the colloquial term. You know, you're actually the Wobbles, but the boys are like, you go see the rest of the Wobblies tonight. Like,
Yeah.
Go hang
It's like,
out,
okay,
talk-
we
talk
call
some
ourselves
communism.
Wobblies.
Yeah.
You can't call us Wobblies.
Don't I want to hear you
We're
say-
Wobbles to you.
Yeah. Exactly.
What's up, guys? You jiggling tonight? You just hear a fucking barstool. A guy just stares at him.
Fuck you say to me?
A record scratch.
Did the IWW come about because of the Bolshevik Revolution directly? Like with the workers of the world unite, you have nothing to lose but your shackles?
They weren't related. It's
Okay.
just the fact that they called themselves, the International Workers of the World, and also the fact that they were like one union, one people, like type of thing. So of course they're going to be combined with, then you're communist.
Fuck yeah.
I will say that whole workers of the world propaganda movement was one of the most just beautifully
Right?
done social movements. You have nothing to lose but your shackles.
Yeah. That's everything.
Everyone can get behind
You
that.
can see so many things today in parallel when it comes to the use of propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook and memes, Fox News is the new propaganda.
Yeah.
And it's just,
Everywhere.
there's so many things where it's just, if you say the lie now, it doesn't matter because the lie is out there and someone else can click on it and they're just going to click on the lie. They're not going to click on the proof or the anything behind it. They're just going to click on the meme and the proof is in the pudding. Just ask
That's
Bill
how
Cosby.
they get you.
Raisins. No raisins, though.
No raisins in your pudding. No raisins.
Not even in
pudding.
rice pudding?
Those are just little speed bumps in your pudding. So at the time, the Industrial Workers of the World, the IWW, the Wobbles, were feared to be an arm of the Communist Revolution. In fact, the year before, a nearby IWW hall was looted, and the Wobbles were hauled outside of the town and told to leave and never come back. So this is last year.
Goddamn
so now the
get out
current
of our
Wobbles
town.
are like a little nervous, a little on edge. And so because of this, local IWW members were prepared for the worst in 1919.
Oh my God, what'd they do?
Click, clack.
They had members staked out at strategic locations around the hall and around the parade area.
Fear-mongering.
As the new parade was going to be coming through. The parade approached, and it contained, and I love this is a little list I found on one article. I just love this list. It contained Centralia veterans, Elks Club members, Boy Scouts, nurses, Red Cross workers, the Salvation Army, local citizens, and the Elks Club Band. Basically, the worst of the worst. The most horrible people you could find.
Centralia's nurses, Red Cross workers, and shit.
Just horrible people. The group of veterans stopped marching in front of the IWW hall. What happened next is up to a lot of talk and a lot of dispute going on. Because either the ruthless commie IWW fired first, killing 2 veterans, or the brave, God-fearing men in the parade charged the hall in an attempt to loot and attack it as before. Here are the facts. 3 veterans were shot on Tower Avenue as the parade passed the hall. Another veteran from the parade was shot dead by Wesley Everest when he was cornered by the Sukumachuk. I love that. Sukumachuk River. Sukumachuk. Say it with me.
Sukumachuk.
I'm so glad that worked. I'm so fucking... You have no idea. Being with bands and stuff, there's certain times you look back and go, just the bass. And then sometimes just the bass won't happen. But when it does, it's cool. The vet pointed at the Sukumachuk River. Wesley Everest is cornered. And the veteran pointed a jammed pistol at Wesley and ordered him to surrender. He knew he had a wrecked gun, but he was still trying to show up and show and prove. And then Wesley unloaded his pistol, killing the vet. Just slaughtered him. So later, Wesley was overpowered by the rest of the vets and was paraded back to town with a belt around his neck. The mob was told that he was, in fact, Britt Smith, the leader of the local IWW. He wasn't, but they believed him. Fake news. Now,
Stoking a
once you
fire.
get the narrative out there.
That's it. Yeah, once it's out there, you can't stop it.
Victors write history.
What is it? The a lie goes around the world by the time the truth is put on its pants.
Nice.
So when they got to the jail, a rope was tied around his neck, was thrown over a light pole, and his feet began to leave the ground. But the parade marshal talked the crowd down, and he was put in a jail cell.
All right, parade marshal.
Nice.
Way to go.
Way to manage the parade.
Way to go.
Even when it gets
That's
unruly,
Right.
like boys.
Step in.
I get the gesture. Everybody's blood's a little up.
This is all fun and games.
He's clearly scared. Let's put him in the jail cell. Like, put him down.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Are
Good job,
we
parade marshal.
animals? And the answer is
We're
yeah.
a parade.
The
Yeah.
answer is yes, because he wasn't in that cell for that long.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. They began rounding up all the members of the local IWW. And then they raided their hall. They brought all of the furniture out into the street and set it on fire.
Okay.
So
Well,
disrespectful.
I know, you can still, it's just a chair.
You
a
could
bit
still
dramatic.
use those.
Yeah. So many asses could have been in that chair, but now,
That's so disrespectful.
no ass.
Yes. Wasteful.
You could donate that and write it off on your taxes.
I'm sure there's a bunch
Thank
of
you.
poor ass Centralians like, dude, what?
So they burned everything in the street. And so about 100 men assembled at the local Elks Lodge and made their way to the jail.
What is the Elks Lodge?
It's just kind of this.
It's where old men hang out and
old dudes get together and make
Reminisce
sure
about
that
what-
young dudes and women can't go there.
Can't do what they're
Can't hold hands.
Okay. You
just like the Loyal Order of the Water Buffaloes from the Flintstones. It's just
That's what I was thinking. Or what's a Moose Lodge then?
or a Moose Lodge.
Moose
Yeah,
Lodge.
That's the same thing,
Okay.
right?
I see.
Just
All
old men
right.
get together and like kind of get upset about how it's not like it used to be.
Pop off.
So anyway, about 100 men were assembled at this Elks Lodge, and they made their way to the jail. When they got there, someone cut the power to the block.
What?
Yeah,
Cold
and
lantern.
they killed all the lights on their cars, too, so they just went all in it, all ninja style.
Damn.
So in the darkness, they broke down the door, stormed the jail, and dragged Wesley out of his cell.
What?
Oh, yeah. Then they drove him to the Chehalis River. A rope was tied around a crossbeam and then his neck. He was pushed off the bridge, and then around 20 shots were also fired at his swinging
Christ
body.
almighty. And this was like not even the right guy, right? Someone said he was the guy?
So he did. Someone did see him shoot the guy that had the gun pointed at him.
But they said he was a member of the
they
union.
said he was. No, they said he was the leader.
Leader.
Yeah, and he was not the leader
Banner
at all.
or whatever.
And so some witnesses even say that he was castrated before he was hung.
That's the possible castration. I was going to say, I feel like castration is either definitely happening or not. So
Usually it's either on the menu or off. You know, what are we doing here?
Right.
We're not hedging on this one.
oh fuck, that's terrifying.
But the local coroner.
You just hurt Angela. She whinged.
I like, yeah.
That's
She whinged at the hinge.
gnar.
She's like,
That's
God.
Had a
gnar.
hinge whinge.
Please keep telling your story.
The local coroner, however, said he was not castrated.
Okay.
As the local coroner said, he
believe
was
him.
not castrated. However, you should know that no one would take the body, and it swung there for 2 days. Then they took the body down, and it laid in the jail cell for another 2 days. Oh, by the way, the local coroner also is one of the leaders of the parade.
Okay.
And it was reported that he was the dude who performed the castration.
What?
Yeah, so the local coroner said, "Oh, that never happened." Everybody's like, "Dude, you're the one that did it." So
That is
Ain't
weird.
nobody castrated nobody, dog.
yeah,
And I see nothing.
so they may be wobbles, but they weren't wobbling that much that day.
I think enough time has passed. Obviously, Man Daddy hates the working class. That's mandaddy at FortFritz.com.
Oh my god! I
my
just
God.
thought of that. My face. Oh god!
You
No,
didn't even write that down.
that was
off the
really-
dome.
no,
That was off the dome.
That was off the dome. I guarantee you. That is not written there.
Son of a bitch, it was off the dome.
That's just how
Off the
evil.
dome.
That's just how evil he is.
Okay. In the aftermath, many wobbles were arrested and 7 were convicted of second-degree murder. So in the end, we don't know if it was a communist uprising attacking good-faith Americans or it was heartless capitalists attacking innocent workers fighting for a decent wage.
Yes.
All we can hope is to learn from the mistakes, end this tragedy. But something tells me we won't.
You know what?
Wow.
Are we in that timeline? Can we
Yeah.
can we reverse the fortune of this shit? Because
Ooh,
we're not
are we
letting
going-
him go out like that.
Wow,
Fuck
that's
that
I mean,
shit.
are we able to actually affect
I don't care.
change?
Like, I'm down.
Oh my God! Yeah, is this
We're not letting him go out like
quantum
that.
leap
Angela,
type
this.
shit here?
Angela, pop off. Do some shit. They deserve justice.
the
We
weeble
can
wobbles?
change the timeline.
Look,
Yes.
All right.
look, at least they
Okay.
don't fall down.
They wobble, but they never fall down.
Come on.
Like the working man.
You're right.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You knock us down, we come right back
Right
up.
back
That's right.
Put us down.
What's up, Merle Haggard, John Lennon? What up?
Let's get these motherfuckers.
Yeah, let's
dude.
do it.
I
I
ain't
think
about
we do.
that shit no more.
I like
fuck
music.
this shit. These hokey ass.
We have the power. We have
I'm in.
the power.
I'm in it.
She knows Krav Maga.
That's right. And she's killed like a bunch of people. Like
Many
all the
people.
time.
Angela, do you
Like,
have any weapons squirreled away that you can give to me?
We're gonna have to disarm some.
Oh
of this
my
shit.
God! Look
Oh,
at this.
shit,
What
she's
is the
got
fuck?
something? What the fuck?
What is this
that?
thing?
You be careful.
Oh my
No,
God.
actually, no. Get this.
Okay.
Is that a Klingon batleth?
What the shit is that?
I kept looking in the barrel. Right? Is that why you took it
Yep.
from?
Don't.
You-
All right.
oh, God.
What is this one?
All the people you handed to him.
This is a knife. There's
That's
no
a
barrel.
knife.
All right, I
Yep,
can.
That's good. Keep that part away from your
A
I
face.
knife
can-
with a barrel. I like that idea.
I can knife strangers.
Gun
Let's go.
knife.
Okay, keep
The
it.
shotgun
just
knife.
keep it down. Keep
A
it down.
shotgun that shoots knives.
Keep it down. Oh,
All right.
no.
We're going in.
There he goes.
Okay, so
He's very stabby. He just went.
You know, I'm worried that you guys might actually. Oh my God, he's already knifed someone in the jugular. Fuck. Okay, I gotta pull the plug on this. I'm not sure what you guys will do to the butterfly effect or the Matrix, whatever. Ashton Kutcher, God bless his soul,
He's
handsome
still
man.
alive.
He might get mad. I love me some Punk. If he gets mad and that show like turns into like skunked and he's like a fucking asshole, I think I would kill myself. Seriously.
how do you know what? Well, how do you know about Ashton Kutcher? What fucking
Right.
timeline are you in?
And you're watching.
I don't
have you
understand.
seen the third butterfly effect? Because that's weird.
You know what? I'm staying. I don't care.
You're good.
You gonna say it?
We have that choice.
He's already dead. Stop.
No.
He's already
Fritz
dead.
is just
Why?
killing him everywhere.
That doesn't make any
now.
sense.
What was that?
Guys, that was a take 10. I think that was it. That was really, really scary. Super terrifying. Do you want to do one more take? take.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
All
yeah.
of these have been really offensive. I want to try this again. Yes. A redo.
I got some coffee.
please.
Let's do this one just to try something. Let's do this one in English.
Yes.
Just because I
Just
think
to get
it'd be
weird?
Yeah, just just to try it.
I've been
Get
saying
it
that
out.
for the last 10 takes.
That's true. I'm sorry.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You guys are the talent. Take 11.
All right, ghosts.
Ghosts. Okay, what are the ghosts thinking? We got ghosts. Good, scary Vietnamese ghosts singing. Hey, I'm granddad. I'm
I barely knew.
I've extended my credit way further than I should. Don't be like me. Cholesterol is your death. Wait, no. That's what we're not. No.
Can't
Do
actually.
subliminal messaging.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's
wait.
supposed
Subliminal?
to.
That is subliminal, right?
Right?
That's subliminal, though.
Yeah.
That's superliminal.
Well, you're the talent. You're not the fucking writer. What do you?
I'm both.
He might have a hit.
Fucking jump
I can't
in.
say I'm doing the lyrics part. Tom York would be so proud right now. Tiger noise. And then you did the claws.
If they could only see the claws, if they could see the claws, they'd run out of that jungle
Tiger
immediately.
noise.
They heard the tiger noise, like, that's a tiger. If they saw the claw, that'd be way more effective. Holograms?
Yeah. Yeah, we need holograms.
Tiger noise. Holy shit.
I can't do it.
That was fantastic. Holy shit.
Damn, dude.
How high are you? That was rad as fuck.
That was rad as
Holy
fuck.
shit. That was superhuman.
You should hear me in a like a racquetball court. I think it's some,
You should hear me in a racquetball
no,
court.
serious. I could,
Catch me on the racquetball court.
serious. I can
And I will get
echolocate
weird.
and find where to, and find like,
that's
where the sweet
wonderful.
spot is.
Holy shit, dude. You're fucking not entirely human.